I need some help on this one. Surveillance video shows the moment a school soccer team in Nebraska appears to experience a dust devil with no dust. Like, what is happening? Is that pulling up the turf? I don't get this at all. It almost looks manipulated, but then you see the reactions of the kids, like once it gets closer to the sideline. It's funny because you actually see them covering their faces. If you've ever been on one of those fields, there's those like little rubber black things. These little, they're not pellets, but they're something. And I bet those were getting thrown at them. Dust devil. I'll be damned. This dashcam footage was captured by a police cruiser patrolling a suburb of Chicago on May 10th, 2018, and it shows a situation that could have ended very differently. Sergeant Anthony Menino is driving through the area when something ahead catches his attention. At first he's thinking, oh, this is just a stray animal on the side of the road, I hope it doesn't get hit. But as he gets closer, he realizes this is not a dog, this is a person. It's a toddler, alone. The child is moving dangerously close to multiple lanes of heavy traffic, with cars and trucks passing at high speed. Without hesitation, the officer positions himself between the child and the road, using his vehicle and his body to block any incoming traffic. Apparently, before he arrived, the toddler had already crossed several lanes, putting himself in serious danger. Why did no one else stop? Anyhow, he had no time to think, he just reacted, and that's exactly what you see here. He quickly gets to the child and brings him to safety. Doesn't think twice about it. A few minutes later, the boy's mother arrives. An investigation later confirms that the family lived only about 2 blocks away. And yeah, the first reaction for a lot of people is, where were the parents? But I gotta tell you, if you have kids, the reality is, it doesn't take much. You turn a blind eye to something and boom, 1 second they're there, the next they're gone. Thankfully, in this case, someone was paying attention at the exact right moment. Because without that, I mean, this could have been a completely different story. I am glad that kid is okay, and I love hearing about another cop saving the day. This next image has been circulating online for years, mostly in older paranormal forums, but no one has ever been able to confirm where it actually came from. The photo shows a mother taking a selfie inside her home. Behind her, through a glass door, her child is standing on the other side with their hands pressed against it. This pic doesn't seem too unusual, except the mother looks unwell. But if you look closer, you'll notice it. A dark shape just above the child. It looks like a shadow, but not one that matches anything we can see. The outline resembles a head and shoulders, almost like someone standing directly behind them. What makes it more unsettling are the stories tied to the image. According to posts linked to this photo, the child is often heard talking when alone, as if someone else is in the room. When asked who they're speaking to, the child reportedly points toward a corner, but there's nothing ever there, nothing visible at least. So naturally, people have started connecting the two, the shadow in the photo and whatever the child seems to be interacting with. Doesn't that mom look pretty upset, like, I don't know. Anyhow, a lot of unanswered questions. Drop your best theories down below. This next clip was shared by the Instagram account Unanswered Universe, and it's one of those videos that raises more questions the longer you watch it. According to the description, the footage was originally recorded inside a home while a woman was watching her nephew. At one point, the child tells her he's been playing with another boy. Yeah, that's great, except there's not another boy there. Look what they captured on camera. As the nephew walks into the room, something else appears just for a moment right behind it. You can see it. It looks just like the top of another child's head. It's kinda quick, but it's there. After a little while, it happens again. Right before the nephew heads back into the other room, the same shape appears in the frame one more time. Unless this is a dog, this is nearly impossible to explain. Because if the nephew is actually alone in this house, then who is that? I know kids have imaginary friends, that's not unusual, it happens all the time, but this isn't just something being described by their imaginations. It's visible, it's in the footage. Like, I need to know, like, yesterday. So, please tell me in the comments what you think this is. Yes, that is a man and a crocodile being airlifted out of a South African river. And actually, there are 2 men in this video. Police took things to another level after spotting a crocodile moving suspiciously. They suspected that this was the crocodile that swallowed a man whole. Authorities in South Africa tracked the reptile by drone, took it down and airlifted it out, only to make a chilling discovery once they cut it open. Inside were human remains believed to belong to 59-year-old Gabriel Batista, who had been swept away in deadly floodwaters after attempting to drive across a submerged bridge. But here's where it gets even crazier. Officials say they found his ring inside the crocodile, along with 6 other pairs of shoes. This has only raised fears that there may be more victims connected to these same waters. Investigators believe Batista was carried downriver during the flooding before ending up in crocodile territory. But it's still unclear if he was alive when the attack happened. Goodness gracious. Speaking of crocodiles and alligators, reptiles that will eat you, look at this thing in a storm drain. I mean, my goodness, these things are just, golly, they scare me so bad. This next clip was shared to Reddit by a user named Mushi Mushi. And it's one of those cases I love because it seems pretty normal, but not when you dig a little deeper. According to the uploader, the video was taken in 2019, shortly after getting married during a trip to northern Washington to visit family over the holidays. While they were there, they were taken to a remote mountain spot called Ladder Falls. It's a quiet, secluded area, especially when they were there in the winter. During warmer months, the waterfall was part of a sound and light show. But in winter, that all shuts down. No crowds, no activity, just the waterfall. No one was there, so they recorded a video, mostly just capturing how loud and powerful the water was, and how beautiful the scenery.
That's only worker stuff up there, I think. I think it goes back down.
But the next day, while replaying the footage, something stood out. There was music, faint but clear enough to notice. Even the uploader's husband questioned it, asking where the sound was coming from.
That's only worker stuff up there, I think. I think it goes back down.
They submitted the video to a paranormal YouTube channel where several viewers pointed out that if you're wearing headphones while listening to the clip, you can only hear the music on one side of the headphones.
That's only worker stuff up there, I think.
What? Not both, just one side? That detail makes it, I don't even know what it makes it, but crazy is what it makes it. I mean, if this were environmental noise or something off in the distance, you'd expect it to come through more evenly. I'm not going to pretend like I'm a sound expert. Man, I don't know. What is actually going on here? Could it just be that they have music that is like playing. They said there was a light and music show in season. Could that just be something has triggered that? Is it all BS? I just don't know. Anyone ever been here?
I think it goes back down.
YouTuber Alan Valois shared a clip that he believes may show something interacting with his son. And man, I gotta tell ya, the footage comes from a baby monitor. It shows the child moving around his crib, pretty standard stuff. Then out of nowhere, boom. The kid
Watching that
stumbles
again, it
backwards.
appears as though the
And
child is
honestly,
suddenly knocked
watching it
over
again,
by
it
some
almost looks
sort
like
of
he's
unseen
pushed.
force.
As if something in front of him out of frame made contact with his head. We just can't see anything. Now, some people in the comments are saying like, oh, this is just a kid losing his balance. I don't know. I mean, they move unpredictably, especially at this age, but I don't know. What do you guys think? I almost think like it does look like he got pushed, but could he have just fallen asleep? And then like, you know how you jolt in your sleep, but like he was standing up, so he like jolted and was like, whoa, and then he stumbled backwards? I don't know. Anyhow, I'd love to know. You think that's reasonable, or am I off there?
Wow, he's big.
There's
Well,
a very curious
what kind of
creatures
nightmare
don't know
fuel do we
any way to
have here?
satisfy their curiosity.
One evening, a family at
One
their
night,
vacation
a
home got
family with
quite
a
the
property in
surprise
the
when they
woods got
discovered
big
a
surprise when they found a
bear
bear inside one
had
of their
broken
parked
into one
cars.
of their cars. It had somehow gotten in and was going through everything. This guy's rummaging around. I mean, obviously he's searching for food or anything that smelled interesting. Once people started crowding around, the bear kind of noticed and he started to get a little frantic. I mean, can you imagine what that looks like on your interior? A bear in a china shop, aka a little sedan, just ripping your interior to shreds. Someone lets it out of the vehicle. However, it's unclear as how it got in. Was the door left open? Did the bear figure this out on his own? I bet he did. Either option is possible. I mean, bears are known to be extremely intelligent, especially when they are being led by their noses and their stomachs. There have been plenty of cases where they've learned how to open car doors just by practicing. Not like there's a school for them or something, but like they're practicing getting into where the food is. All kidding aside, I mean, can you imagine this? Like, you're inside, maybe someone goes out for a phone charger or smoke a cigarette or something. You look over and there's a bear in your car. A lot of emotions would go through me all at once. I'd wonder if my eyes were playing tricks on me. I'd be shocked, a little scared. I guess we all learned something we already know. Don't leave food in the woods, no matter where you are.
Wow, he's big.
Have you ever seen an owl eat a snake whole? You're going to want to see this. I'm sitting here with him right now, and he can correct me if I'm wrong. I made the worst rookie mistake when he come flying in, because I had been watching him on the perch, and like an idiot, I had my phone in my hand, and then I saw him start to crouch down as if he was going to leave the limb, and I tried to get it in my pocket real quick, and I just couldn't get it in time. The 360 camera that I keep on top here, it caught him floating down like directly in front of me. He landed probably 15 feet in front of me and grabbed it. I got a couple pictures of him on the ground with it, but he proceeded to fly back to the limb, and he was looking back at the nest. I thought he was going to take it to the nest. He turned around and then looked like he was going to eat it, so I hit record, and he just down the hatch. And it's pretty cool because it almost tries to wrap around his beak once. So take a look at this.
The next clip, the road this couple were parked on turned into a river. Not gradually, all at once. Water came pouring down from above and turned the entire thing into a moving torrent. Just 2 people, a van, their cats, 0 visibility. They'll tell you themselves this was the scariest day in 2 years on the road. 2021 Central America.
So the video you're about to watch covers a day that is honestly the scariest day we have had in our entire van life.
Yeah, and it started off as a normal day in van life. We had some plans, and as usual, our plans ended up changing actually multiple times.
Yeah.
But
at the end of this video is where you're going to see what is not a normal van life day. The most traumatic and scariest moment we've had since living in our van for over 2 years.
100%.
Snow and Kurt had been living in a van for over 2 years. They had their cats with them. That day they found a beach called Playa Hermosa, only reachable by crossing a small little riverish type thing. It was basically nothing. They drove straight through it. But what Kurt didn't know was that a 6.8 earthquake had just hit offshore and the river was already on its way up.
All right, so we got here to Playa Hermosa, and we had to do this little river crossing right here to get out to the beach. We're out here on the beach, and we have a really nice spot. There's a family here, but other than that, we're out here by ourselves. We have a beautiful view of the ocean and the islands, but I have a little concern. I talked to the guy. He said there's no problem with the tide coming up to the van. We should be good there. But the concern I have is this river is getting higher actually fairly quickly. And so I don't want to get stuck on this island, because if we get an unusual high tide, we're stuck. And it's not going to be too much longer before we can't even cross this and we're stranded. And I don't want that. I already told Snow I think we're safe on the air. So we just crossed that river. I was watching it kind of go up, and it looked like all of a sudden it was going up pretty fast, at kind of an accelerated pace. And look at it right now. It is full length wide. Oh. Woo!
They got out in time. The beach, the spot they had crossed a river to reach, was now an island, water on both sides. Kurt had been watching it for 15 minutes and made the call at exactly the right moment. But the day wasn't finished. They needed somewhere to sleep. It was rainy season, and the roads were getting worse by the hour. A few hours later, they found a waterfall. Stunning view, looked like a perfect overnight spot. Then the rain came back hard.
Road yet? We still got a big hump.
All right, guys, we were trying to surprise you. We're parked up here at the top of a waterfall. Beautiful vista. And all of a sudden it started pouring down rain. And this river started coming down the road that we were in. The waterfall, the whole river started rising. We backed up out of there in emergency. 4-wheel drive, if you can see it. It is a river.
The road they were parked on was flooded. They didn't know what to do, how to get out of there. Kurt drove while Snow guided. Every single call had to be right. There was no room for error and no way to know which direction was actually safe.
So once you get, I need to pull forward and back out, right?
I gotta look at it, honey.
Okay, you want the umbrella?
No. Oh, the river. You gotta get out of here.
Okay, honey, okay. Forward or backwards? Well, I don't know what to do.
I know you don't.
I mean, I can't see.
I understand.
Would we better just pulling up in there, right in here?
Snow, help me. Don't.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
don't need suggestions. I need help. You gotta look in the mirrors.
Oh. Okay. Oh crap! Look at the. It's just a short gap on the road before it turns into the road again. Are you gonna try to back out or turn around?
I don't know, hon. I'm just going.
Okay. Oh, fuck, honey. I don't know. Oh, shit.
Help, don't panic. Help.
I'm not.
Help, mirrors, I need...
Keep going.
I can't see on my left side.
You just gotta go.
Well, I can't, I'm running a new tree.
Okay, pull forward here.
You gotta look, I need help.
What I think you should do is...
Look for objects, I don't need instructions, I need you to look for objects.
You got nothing on my side. Nothing. If you come over to the right, you will pull up on a grass next to a fence where another car is parked.
I can't see on your side.
I don't have the case to put this away. Stop! Go forward. Okay, turn left. Go right up here and stop. Just go right up here into these trees and stop. Okay, stop. In case we did anything to the van, we should stop.
I need to get up here, I want to get up a little farther forward. I don't know.
Okay, we're in our high spot. We need to look underneath and make sure that...
Eventually, they found higher ground and stopped the van. They were safe for the moment, but the dash cam had been running through all of it, capturing everything they couldn't see while it was happening. While Kurt was reversing at one time, something occurred behind him that they had no idea about, not until they watched back the clip of the footage. What they saw made this whole thing feel even closer than it already had.
I don't know how good that dash cam was, but we're showing it to you so you can see what we just went through. We just were pretty close to tipping our van over. The van seems to be okay. Now we gotta find a place to turn around. Going down does not seem smart right now. But we're gonna get to town where it's safe and away from this waterfall. Alright, that is the road we backed up. And that was a big bump when there was no rain right there, guys. And when we backed up, what happened is we went into whatever.
There's a washout or a hole or something.
Yeah, there's, see it here, Kurt? Yeah, go around.
Yeah, I'm gonna go around.
Yeah, so we almost flipped the van.
With the van in one piece, themselves and their cat safe, that night they parked on dry ground in a city park and watched the rest of the dash cam footage. River crossings, border crossings, flooded trails, just crazy. Mind you, they had been on the road for 2 years, and nothing had ever come close to this day. They were counting their lucky stars. This next clip shows a man walking through the woods while filming, completely unaware that something may have been following behind him the entire time. He's casually just recording as he walks, nothing out of the ordinary. It's honestly just a normal moment in the forest. But when the footage is reviewed later, something shows up in the background. A figure, bipedal, covered in what looks like fur from head to toe. The creature appears to move across the forest, passing from one side to the other without drawing any attention at the time. What makes it stranger is that the man filming doesn't react at all. He just keeps walking, he doesn't see it. It's only later after getting home and looking back at the footage that he realizes something was there. And even scarier, something he didn't see in the moment. Obviously, based on appearance alone, it definitely lines up with what people typically describe when they talk about Bigfoot. But here's where it gets questionable. A figure that size, only feet away, that's hard to miss. And even if you somehow didn't notice it, well, it noticed you. There's also something else that I saw. The way he briefly looks at the camera and kind of glances behind him, it feels a little off. Did any of you happen to notice that, or did your gut catch that too, or am I reading too much into it? What the heck is this thing? The original uploader said, at first glance, this creature looks like a frog. Yeah, no it doesn't. A mutant frog? Well, let's start with the fact that it's standing on 2 legs. But also every few seconds it makes these small alert movements, almost like a bird reacting to something around it. The combination is strange. Amphibian features but posture and behavior that don't fully match. It's one of those things where you're not even really sure which category to put it in. After looking into it a little deeper, some input from people in the original comment section, one comparison kept coming up. The creature closely resembles something called a murloc. If you're not familiar, as I wasn't, murlocs are fictional creatures from the Warcraft series. They're typically described as amphibious, aggressive, and living in primitive groups near water. They usually have rounded bodies, wide mouths filled with sharp teeth, and a slick, almost slimy-looking skin. Yeah, this guy fits the bill, I think. In the lore, they're known to come in different colors and variations. Basically, some look more fish-like, others more frog-like. And in some cases, they even resemble red-eyed tree frogs, which is why people are making that connection here. They're also known for making these distinct, almost gurgling sounds and tend to swarm anything that gets close. Now, obviously that raises a pretty big question. How does something from a video game suddenly show up in real life? Well, who knows? Either someone created something extremely convincing, or this is some form of digital manipulation, or this is in Florida, and one of these exotic pets has been released. But I just don't know. So what do you think, though? Or is this something that we haven't studied much? People in this world can be seriously unsettling. Like, what is going on here? Check this out. A group of friends were out one night and this caught their attention. The original uploader says it's a large house. To me, it looks like a hospital. But nevertheless, it's almost completely dark except for this one room. The room has multiple windows. It's pretty bright in there. But who cares about the visibility? Look at what is in the window. Pause the video if you have to. Look at what that is. As they got closer, it became clear what they were looking at. Pairs of legs just from the waist down. Multiple sets just hanging there, not moving. The fact that they're hanging there lifeless is really what makes this strange. No shifting, no jolting, just completely motionless. And the rest of the building looks silent too. At this point, my mind would be going in different directions. Like, even if this is staged or some kind of display, it's freaking creepy. I need more context about the building, but honestly, this looks like something straight out of a horror movie. Everyone in the comments seemed to be pretty fooled as well. I don't know, does anyone have any more information on this? What could be going on here? And what are you doing? You going up to investigate, or you just kind of dipping out of there? The GoPro didn't pick it up, but the headlights did. Something in the trees at eye level, deep in the dark, throwing the light straight back. They went out there looking for a footprint, but they found something looking back. This is Nikki from Nikki TV, solo camper. 8 miles of washed out backcountry road with bear spray? That's a normal trip for her. In February of 2025 in western North Carolina, still cleaning up from Hurricane Helene, which tore through the previous September. Roads were washed out, camping spots were gone. The ones still usable were harder to get to than ever. Nikki drove deeper than usual to find one, and ended up in front of a closed gate on a state forest road. She had no designated spot. Nobody was around, but she also had been really looking forward to this for one specific reason.
Into the backcountry that I'm going to be taking, and yeah, I drove off-road in the backcountry before, but these roads get a little sketchy. If you don't know, I'm from western North Carolina, and we were hit with a Hurricane Helene back in September of last year, and the damages they're extreme. But yeah, so some of the roads are a little rutted and messed up from the rain and the mudslides and the trees that fell over. But yeah, I'm a little nervous. I got it. Goldilocks has got it.
I always like to look up on the ridge line because, you know, I might get lucky one day, or terrified to death and see the big guy standing up there looking at me. If you believe in Sasquatch or Bigfoot or whatever you call him, drop a comment below. Let me know. Because I believe. I'm a believer. I'm one of those people who jump.
She got camp set up as it was getting dark. She made food, got her lights going. Then she walked the road a bit to just see what was out there. Well, that's when she heard it, knocking from the tree line. She told herself, this is just a woodpecker, relax. Then she said something that in hindsight probably should have been a bigger red flag. Not because of what she heard, but because of how fast she let it go. She went back to camp and called her husband.
Sound like somebody knocking on a tree. But, could have been a woodpecker or anything like that, I guess. But, I don't hear it now. So, we'll just forget that. Wow.
Now, Nikki has solo camped out here plenty of times. She knows these mountains. But she called him after she heard this sound and he drove out. They went past the gate together.
That's his Toyota. Oh. You can barely see his headlights coming through the mountain. Oh, he's jamming too. He's feeling good.
The first thing they found was on the ground, a footprint, massive. Her husband put his boot next to it. The second thing they encountered was above them, trees twisted, not snapped by wind, coiled. But the worst thing they found was the third thing. This wasn't on the ground or in the air. It was looking right back at them. They kept going deeper than planned. Then the headlights caught something, a reflection in the trees at eye level, right there in the dark. The GoPro couldn't get it. The headlights held it just long enough. Then it was gone.
It's a big old track. Compared to my foot. Compared to yours, but it's still bigger.
Why is this right here? Umbrella. Out, like you said.
Yeah. Shine your headlight down in there so we can get a better view of it. Be careful. Look up at those trees. That's just piles and piles of trees.
Look up there.
Yeah, see, they cut that and I cut that to clear the road.
Mm-hmm.
But they got the gate closed.
There was a creature in the trees. Same road as the twisted wood. Nikki had spent years watching every Bigfoot video she could find. She secretly always hoped to catch something on a ridgeline. Maybe this was her night. Something was watching them from a distance.
Look at how it twisted it over. What's that right there?
Something reflected right there. The GoPro's not picking it up, but your lights are.
Keep going. Yeah. Yeah, well, not good.
It's something in a tree.
Whatever it was, they already knew they were there. What do you guys think this could be?